Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to talk about Solana and its token SOL. None of the content is financial advice. Over the last 24 hours, SOL leads the rally by about 5% gain over the last 7 days as well. Second most rallying crypto, 20% up. Over the last 30 days, the most rallying crypto up by about 24%. Almost 25% over the last 90 days, coming in at number 4th spot. That makes Sol a crypto of the day based on strong performance across the four distinct time periods compared to its peers, which are again not newly released cryptos which have been around since 2021 at least. Again, going back to the current price chart for Sol at a daily level, if you want to check the current price over here available on Crypto Weeklies, as it stands with respect to the risk at a daily level as well, almost $240 SOL right now we are looking at. In terms of the regression based fair value, that comes at around $154 as the price has trended low from the regression based fair value since that February till about July drop. That's why the risk levels right now are more than 20%, but back in April they were only 6% when price of Sol was close to that $100 target, or that $100 mark. Now if we were to look for any bigger signs of overheated price action in Sol, the 2 standard deviation residual applied to the regression based fair value, the dotted red line that we see over here, that's where major rallies get sold off or in close proximity to it. Right now that level for Sol is coming in at around $460. If on the other hand, if we were to be slightly more conservative and say that price in November 2021 peaked at around 0.6 risk level, 0.6 for Sol comes at around 330, and for the range between 0.6 and 0.7 is between $330 and $390. So that's one conservative estimate of what Sol's price action could be. In terms of the machine learning based model, which is trained on the weekly price action of Sol, again none of the content financial advice. This is using seasonal ARIMA, LSTM and XGBoost machine learning models and standard deviation based confidence levels. The 68th percentile non-euphoria bull case for Sol, captured by this yellow line for week by week, ranges from $250 for this week, and as we move towards end of October, that's around $350 kind of confluent with that 0.6 to 0.7 risk level, and towards the end of the year 2025 closer to that $420 level, confluent with that 2 standard deviation dotted red line that we discussed. If we were to look at some of the euphoria phase or 2 standard deviation 95 percentile confidence that the peak is within the bounds of the orange line, for this week that level is at around $268, and towards the end of the year that 2 standard deviation euphoria, if that euphoria lasts from now till the end of year December without any interruption in the euphoria phase, the ceiling for Sol is at around $600 roughly speaking. This is the weekly average, and towards let's say if the hypothesis is that the euphoria phase only lasts 2 months, that is let's say mid-September to mid-October and mid-October to mid-November, in that environment, the 2 standard deviation euphoria ceiling, if the top in 2025 is also in November for Sol, estimated by this machine learning model, is at around between $470 to $490 at a weekly average price. Coming to the time weighted average price based risk levels, again, as this model did identify the bear market clear accumulation zone where when the price was below the blue line, which stands for the time weighted average price, that was a great entry point. Again, this model might come in handy mid to late 2026 as the asset class kind of cools off, but for now, as the proximity between the price and the time weighted average price establishes this color codes, when the price is too far gone to the upside from the blue line over here, the risk levels get elevated. Right now the time weighted average price risk is coming up from that April 2025 lows of only 0.32 or 32% risk on the time weighted average. Right now it's coming in at around 72%, but it's not as overheated as it was back in March of 2024 when the time weighted average price was around 83% risk. In 2021, again, it went to the highest deflection at between zero point 0.9 to that is between 90% to 100% risk on Sol at that point in time. Again, as the color code shift from yellow to orange and orange to red, that usually signals a major blow off top for Sol. That has not happened, at least at the orange level. The last print of the orange level in terms of the risk levels was in January 2025. It's currently in yellow territory. Coming to the 20-week simple moving average, price based risk is kind of elevated right now. Again, this model did identify some of the great time to DCA. If the hypothesis is only DCA solve when the risk is less than point 0.2 risk, again this is less than 20% risk. Again, there are several false positives over here, but at least in from 2024 onwards, this model did identify some of the best time to DCA Sol at low risk levels. Right now it's 0.4 between 0.4 and 0.5 risk. Historically speaking, major peaks occur when the risk levels goes between 0.6 and essentially 0.6 and 0.8. Haven't seen that. The last instance was in March of 2024. If that kind of environment kind of gets re-established, in the short term, the price could be somewhere between $265 and about the very end of that range is at around $290. So that's the short-term analysis of Sol's price action using the simple moving average. Overall, the estimated bull run peak as it stands with the several different risk-based models and equally weighting that, creating an aggregated weighted risk as it stands with the regression-based time-weighted average price and a simple moving average price-based risk, and comparing that with the latest price. The estimated bull run peak for Sol is at the maximum ceiling is at around $565 if all of these individual risk-based models were to go to that 0.95 risk, and the weighted risk goes closer to 0.95. That's how the estimated bull run peak is calculated, and a $565 Sol is about a 2.3x from the current price. With that, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.